Hey guys, it is me. It is your boy, Jason Dewey's Vids here. And yeah. I just want to say that I have bought my ps5 and it was almost $1,000, just falling short of $300 to that point. It cost me almost $1,000 to get my, new game console. And for the longest time, I thought, oh, the PS5 is like the Hades of gaming. But I realize it's not all bad. I mean, it's not all bad though. But yet, the game console cost me almost an arm and a leg. And I realized that with the way game consoles are getting, it is getting way too expensive. And like shit, dude. PlayStation systems were only $200 back when I was a kid. Only $200 back when I was growing up. Like the PS1 and PS2 was only $200 something, almost $300 back when they initially first appeared to have came out around the time that they did. Just only $1 short of $300. And what has initially appeared to have been the pricing for said consoles, and they were at the very time was in fact was expensive at the time. And you guys gotta admit and look at it from a certain angle and a certain perspective that around at the time it was expensive, shockingly expensive at the time. Or the perception of the game consoles that came out around that time were initially to have appeared to be what would be equated to what it is today in today's amount of money for a game console of today's generation of gaming systems. And with that being said, the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 was almost $300. But it was short of just $1. That would have made it $300. A solid $300. But with a solid $300 thing, would most likely have internalized with the initialities of what would be initially to have been portrayed as the appealing prices at the time. But with that being said, standard around that time, a lot, a lot of people bought, like, bought a almost $300 game system at the time. And it's like people forked over.
Check this out. Hell yeah.
Some people ended up paying a good $300 upon initial release. I'm just saying initial release for said game system, because they had like slightly little more money to buy the premium versions of said PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 consoles. The ones that could connect to the internet. And the ones that could be streamed. And the ones that had all the special, unique, rare features for such game systems at the time. And there was so much gaming releases around the time that those game consoles came out. And a bunch of game developing studios came at around that time, making games for those systems. And sure, the graphics were not the best back in those days, but hey, gaming was in its infancy stage.
Is that you?
And with said game consoles around that time being released, and then there was a great epic console war being waged. And I'm saying console war because the Nintendo 64 and the Super Nintendo was a part of that great console war of the 80s and of the 90s and of the 2000s, and the Xbox was a part of that as well. When the Xbox came out, it was also around $200 to $300 a pop for said game systems around that time. And with that being said, it's hard to pinpoint when those consoles were discontinued because of new generations of consoles coming out, like during the transitional period where the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, and the Nintendo Wii came out. And the whole thing of it is that the game systems were like around like $100 to $300 a system, a unit. and with the way things have been going, there was, well, the gaming industry was predated back to when sports games were a thing. And I'm not saying sports video games, I'm saying as in the physical sports games were a thing. And people played like like games that they came up with over the top of their head as a child. And those games were free. Those childhood games were free. But board games were like what, like around like $5 to $10 a pop per board, and that was the gaming system that some of the 80s, some of the 90s, I'm talking like some of the millennials were in fact growing up, and the whole board game system, which was the board, cards, and other accessories that came with board games. And the lore and premise of the board games was simple. And with that being the ongoing issue, we all know that when I bought my ps5, it was almost $1,000. Board games are cheaper. It only takes like $5 to $10 to purchase said board game. Whereas the game consoles, with all of its flashy, extravagant features and digitization, became so expensive. And we all know that the games that came out around that time would be like almost $100. And we all know that with the very thing of said the whole thing of the very, very, I'm going to say very, the very thing that makes gaming so expensive these days. Video gaming is an expensive hobby. And when I bought my ps5, it almost cost me $1,000, almost $1,000 to actually obtain the game system. But sure as in shit, it became a thing that was, blatantly expensive. And with that blatantly expensiveness, people know we all know how how when gaming got so expensive, and we all know that when gaming got so expensive, we just had a lot of problems dealing with with the way things have been going, and we we all know that 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 when gaming got so expensive, people moved on from playing outside, playing yard games outside, which was bound in physical activities, but the yard game activities and an initial yard game sports such as anything to like have the big games like like cornhole, ring toss, and croquet, basketball, soccer, hockey, tag, red rover, you name it. If it was a physical yard game that you would play with your friends growing up, and not also that, but also playing those games at at the the ample opportunized state of playing those games and Red Rover, Marco Polo, tag, freeze tag, hide and seek. These games were free. These childhood games that you play as a child was free. But gaming became an extremely expensive hobby. And you had to get like your next gaming fix. And you would play Headhunter and Guess Who and Charades. Those games are also free. But people got bored. People got bored a lot. And people played paper football in schools. And we all know that when I bought my ps5, like I said before, was so expensive. I was just a surprise because it left me like flat busted broke. And I saved up a lot of money. It almost took me an entire year to save up. Almost an entire year to save up for the Walmart bought PS5. And I paid for it out of pocket. And with that being said, I have a little thing to do with the purchase price and saving my money, and it took me almost an entire year to save up money to get the console. Around 700 something dollars, almost $1,000, and it was expensive. 700 something dollars, almost $300 more. I was just $300 short of spending an entire grand buying the PS5. Who knows? The gaming systems like the PlayStation 6 might be actually about 1,000 and something dollars. And I'm just saying, that I just want like almost $1,000. Who knows when the PlayStation 6 would come out? It might be $1,000 or $1,002. Who knows how long of a sticker price it would be? Like, who knows how big of a sticker price it would be to allegedly to have appeared to be the kind of sticker price that would go for the PlayStation 6. And I'm just saying, the PlayStation 6 might be $1,002. Who knows?